Hello and welcome back to the MCR. My name is Mac, and with me this morning is TJ, and we are the MCR, which is the Michigan Conservative Roundtable. We have some sad news on our end. Our former co-host, and she had plans of coming back to the show. She had health issues. She was stricken with bone cancer, which they said she was cured of, but apparently she developed leukemia as well. So we have lost our former co-host, Kim York. God rest her soul. She was a true patriot. She was a registered nurse. She helped people. She was an activist, and she was a good friend of ours. Have any comments, TJ?
Let's see. I take it, if I understand, it was like cancer or a type of cancer.
Yeah, leukemia is a type of cancer, but she had bone cancer prior to that.
I'm not convinced anyone ever really defeats cancer. I mean, how many times have we heard that just when someone thinks they had it defeated, a year or two, it comes back worse than ever?
Well, I've heard it more times than I can count and would like to think of, but I had a short text with her daughter. I pass on our condolences. Just keep her in your thoughts and prayers. Pray for her eternal soul. So we're going to move on to our topic, which is Texas has now, Governor Abbott there has asked his fellow 49 governors, the article from Just the News talks about, asked his other 49 governors for help in securing the border in Texas, because the federal government seems to have no interest in doing that. In fact, they seem to have an interest in leaving them open. We can go on and on about the purposes of that. I believe that it is you can't win an election. You do one of two things: you cheat, or you create more voters. And they've done that in some sense with ballot harvesting. So people who are either unable, too stupid, or too lazy to go vote in person, they're going to go take the ballot from their house, pick them up, and deliver them in a somewhat secret manner. They aren't even, they're trying to hide it. So you got to wonder, if they're hiding it, how legit is it?
Well, you were mentioning the governor of Texas was asking his fellow governors. Right off the bat, the only ones where there's going to be any kind of help given, it's going to be from the Republican governors. The Democrat governors are
not going to help.
Are going to ignore his pleas, we were talking about, it appears Governor DeSantis was going to provide aid with some National Guard troops and whatnot.
Yeah.
But this touches on a topic I've had all sorts of thoughts on for years. And I never really quite knew how to incorporate it into a segment, say, until now. But, for those unaware, I was active duty Army, but I also did 3 years in the Michigan National Guard. Okay. And in the National Guard, you have 2 weeks of what they call annual training, where for 2 weeks, it's like almost like your full-time Army. There is no going home at night or anything,
Right.
And I've always thought you could never find a better real world mission and training than to have the National Guard troops assist with border duty. Now, of course, they're going to say violation of the Posse Comitatus Act, blah, 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 whatever. But these troops can set up observation posts. They don't even have to intercept or interdict or any of that. All they got to do is set up OPs and observe and radio in traffic.
Well, this is what they are doing according to
it's that simple.
This is what they're doing according to the article I got off of Just the News. Florida National Guard members are currently supporting Texas Military Department efforts by manning static observation posts, participating in roving patrols, and providing engineer assistance with obstacle improvements. So far, 436 Guard personnel have completed an initial orientation on scene, completing mission sets, with the Texas National Guard, their counterparts there. So far, 40 Florida Department of Law Enforcement agents and 8 support team members have already been deployed along the Texas-Mexico border. So it sounds a bit what you were suggesting, at least at this point in time, that they're not doing anything other than reporting, moving some stuff around, creating some obstacles, making it difficult for people to invade our country. And the left likes to put forth this myth that these are families coming across just trying to have a better life. Well, that's an absolute lie. The bulk of these folks are military-aged men. And quite honestly, they don't know who they are because they're just walking across the border and they're saying, okay, hey, show up for court in 12 years and we'll have a hearing for you. Of course, that's never going to happen. It hasn't happened up to this point. I expect the occasional person has shown up for their case, and they probably get kicked out. But we don't know who. We're headed for a major terrorist event in this country, and it's going to be on the heads of the Democrats when it happens.
Well, as far as who is, the demographic group that's breaching our border, this is just, for years, I've wondered why they haven't put the 2-week annual training to better use. I mean,
yeah,
this is, of course it's dangerous. So add to the realism of it, Right. And as far as, well, they can't arrest. Who's to say they couldn't take, say, 1 or 2 law enforcement agencies, marry them up to a company or a platoon or something? The platoon, in essence, becomes the law enforcement team's security. Okay, and so the law enforcement, by technical definition, makes the arrest, and the National Guard troops are there to make sure the law enforcement guy isn't outgunned.
Well, years ago, Obama wanted to have a national police force. So let's say, for the sake of discussion, that had been implemented. I doubt they would be down there keeping the border secure.
Oh, you know what? I doubt that too.
I think they might have been down there keeping law enforcement and citizens in check.
They would have been showing up at Second Amendment rallies, is what they would have been doing.
Yeah, cracking heads, being the Gestapo. Some people took issue with our video last week on the FBI becoming the KGB, saying that, you guys are hurting America by saying these things, and we need the FBI more now than ever. Yeah, we need the FBI to be the FBI and not be the Gestapo. Apparently, this person is content with people getting spied on, which was not the purpose of the FBI. I don't want to get into a whole thing about the FBI again, but so other states are helping out. We got it, because then the federal government has got whatever their interest is, and we could speculate on that all day long. I say it's to bring in soldiers to disarm the American public. I say it's to create new Democrat voters by promising them God knows what.
Well, I just hope more Republican governors help. I'm all for a little bit more of a real world mission to the 2-week annual training of
that's an excellent point
of the National Guard. So I mean, and I've wondered this for years. This is not a new thought of mine. I just kept thinking, what a waste of opportunity. That's all I thought.
Okay. Well, we'll call this one a wrap. We just want to put that out there. Please share in the comments section your thoughts, and we're going to miss Kim. We've missed her for in fact, a couple of weeks ago, I said in a video, I wish Kim were here. I wasn't aware at that time that she was in her last days, but like I said, God rest her soul. And as we always say, be safe, watch your 6, and don't tread on me.